Hello, Internet people. It's your good friend Gluglor here. Here to present you with a new Perler Bead project. One of my favorite Pokemon, Scyther! I don't think I really need to explain why Scyther is my favorite Pokemon, so I'm not even going to bother. I think it's pretty obvious. But for the first time ever with these Perler Bead projects, I am using mini Perler Beads. So you can see these little pegboards here that I put all the beads on. Here are all the beads right there. Are very small in comparison to the regular size beads. So this is a pegboard for a regular size Perler Bead project. And one of these takes up about roughly 4 mini pegboards. So it is quite different. The size is also quite different. Like you can see, he's about the size of my hand. Whereas a project that used about the same amount of beads as my good friend Scyther here, is way bigger. Like for Sans right here, he takes up 2 hands. And he's about the same amount of beads at least, but just bigger. So, I'm going to start to tape up Scyther here to get him ready to be ironed. While I'm doing that, I'm going to explain how I got started making Scyther. So when I start off pretty much any project, I go to the spritersresource.com because they have all the sprite sheets for tons of different games. The one that I'm looking for, Pokemon Red and Blue, is going to be under Game Boy. And Pokemon is just so popular, especially nowadays, that you can just find it right here in the most popular games section. So Pokemon Red, Blue right there. Click on that good guy. Pokemon in color, because I want the colored version. And then I look through this sheet, which has all the Pokemon here, and I can get Scyther, which is right there. I'm going to right click, save this image as, save it to my folder. I've already done that, but I'm going to replace the image just to prove a point. After that, you can go to your folder, blump. Go ahead, I'm going to drag this into Photoshop if you have something like Photoshop. Even if you have like Paint, you could do it in Paint. I'm going to take the select tool, select Scyther out by himself, make a cut. Exit out. No, I don't want to save that. File new. Okay. And then do edit paste. And then I have Scyther right here. And I'm going to zoom in. Now, some people have asked me, Gluglor, how do you like grid off a sprite thing that you want to grid? Now, if you don't have Photoshop, I'm not 100% sure how. So if someone knows, leave a comment or something. But if you grab these ruler parts right up here, for Photoshop, you can drag them down and it'll make a line just like this. And I just click and drag and match up the sprites with every pixel. So every pixel gets a sprite going horizontally, and then if you click the ruler on the left, you can click and drag them to the right and left over here and do vertical ones as well. And then when it's all done, it might look something like this, which is totally gridded off. So I can go off of this and then say, okay, there's 2 black ones up here, put the beads on, there's 2 green, light green, and then dark green, and then I grid off the whole thing. So that's how that process works when I first get started with the project. Now, back to taping. So you may be asking yourself, hey Gluglor, what happened to the annoying dog that was in the beginning of this video? Well, he is dead. I tried doing the taping method, which I've done in other videos before, on these smaller beads, which I've never done before, and this is what happened. They're just so small and delicate and easy to bump that the tape basically just ripped the dog off and didn't really turn out the way that I planned. So, lesson learned. Always do a test run. I'm glad I did this on the annoying dog and not on Scyther, because the annoying dog took me about a half hour to make, whereas Scyther took me about 5 hours to make. So I would have been a lot angrier, a lot more swearing would have happened. So yeah, lesson learned. Always do a test run. So instead of doing the taping method, I'm going to take my good friend Cypher, being very careful with him. And instead of taping him up, I am going to put just parchment paper on top of him and iron him right on top of these pegboards. I did a test run as far as ironing with the parchment paper on top of the pegboards, and then just did it on this little piece, and it turned out pretty nice. So I'm going to try that out instead of taping. So I'm going to get a piece of parchment paper right here, put it on top of my good friend, and then take my iron and iron that all around. So I'm going to get started now and speeding up this video. Oh, Scyther, you're my life. I wanna be your wife. Your hands are like a knife. Oh, Scyther, you're my life. Now, what I'm doing here while Scyther's cooling is I'm gonna put a book on top of him, specifically Lifespan Development. That's a very good book to use to smash things down with. I'm just kind of sandwiching him in between these books, because sometimes when you have a Perler Bead project and it starts to cool down, the beads kind of bend up, and I don't want that to happen. I want them to stay flat. So I'm going to keep this book down on top of him, keep him flat, so that way he does not curl. While this is happening, I'll do something else. I'll show something else. Here, watch this. Here's a quick little time-lapse video of me assembling Scyther. It's about 60 times faster than I was actually going. How much more to say than that? Just to fill up this time, I'll just say, you know, I was always kind of mad that Scyther was never included in Smash Brothers. Instead, we got Greninja, or as I like to call him, Tongue Frog. So yeah, that doesn't make me happy. So Scyther's all in one piece. You might be wondering why there's this white goop on top of him. This is E6000 glue. This will make sure that he doesn't fall off of this canvas that I spray painted as a kind of a cool background for him. So I'm going to be very careful. Flip him over and put him about in the middle, there we go, of this canvas. And he, gonna give him a pat. He's going to be done. So that is Scyther. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye! Alright, Scyther, I want answers. I got 2 questions for you, and only 2. What do you think of the current state of the economy? Scyther! Alright. Second question. What is your deepest, darkest secret? Scyther!